Hi guys, this is Carol. If you're new here, welcome. And if you have not done so already, please like and subscribe to my channel and please consider sharing with a friend. So guys, last video I ordered some tips from Nut Polish. These were the triple X C curve nails, square. And I had not used these before. And it was a little bit of a challenge. And I went back and researched. I never bought these from them before. But I have these tips here that I have done before, and they were absolutely stunning and gorgeous. And so I wanted to come back and do another one. But this time we'll be using the creations. And guys, when I do my nails with this, you can't tell me nothing, okay? So I believe I got this one on Amazon. I will look it up and I will link it in the description box if indeed I did find it on Amazon. If not, I would not be able to tell you where I got it, but I believe it's a brand you can get on Amazon. So today, I want to do something a little special. I want to dedicate this video to one of my subscribers. Her name is, I want to make sure I get it correct. Her handle on YouTube is @MarieWilliams 55215. Okay? And I want to read you a beautiful message that she sent me, which inspired me to dedicate this to her. It says, "These are so beautiful," referring to the last set that I did. "Keep making these videos because they are truly helping me with my journey. And I am a beginner and I have to truly tell myself, trust the process. And I'm a tinker and get quiet so I can make sure my work comes out amazing. So I definitely get you on getting your mental together and focusing on the task ahead so that I can explain in a way that you understand. So thank you very much for these type of videos because I'm in love with your work and I will continue to support you in your journey making this content for everyone." Well, I was blown away by her message, and she was referring to a couple of things that I said. I was working and I kind of got quiet on the video, and I kind of wanted to focus in on what I was doing in my presentation. So I just wanted her to know how much I appreciated her for the beautiful things that she said. But what got me, she said that she's a beginner. And I believe she loves to wear nails that look like this. Let me just double check her. Okay, she don't have videos on her channel. But I wanted to do, I can't wait for this set. Glad to see you're feeling better and I love. Okay, she loves nail polish. Okay, so I'm dedicating this one to her, and hopefully something that I do on this video, she can learn something from it. Okay, so here you go, Marie. So like I pre-selected these tips, and when I do my tips, I like to buff this part down here so I have a seamless transition on my nails. And I'm going to show you just exactly how I do that. If I can find me a sanding band. Yes, so I found a sanding band, and these are the medium sanding bands. So these are like a 80 grit sanding band. And I'm going to just replace. I'm going to move my camera a little bit because if I don't, I'm going to keep moving my hand off. Yeah, okay. That's just about right. So I can keep my hand on camera, guys. So this video is for everyone, but I am dedicating it to Miss Marie Williams. Alrighty, and I'm using my Melody Susie tonight. And she, guys, I believe she's like on her last leg. I've had her for a while. And so now I am beginning to get a little sad because she sounds rough. And if she's not going to hold in there with us tonight, I will get another one, but we'll start there. So I find when I take my time to blend my tips in right here, that my work, there's just a couple of things that I like to do. You don't have to, but I like to blend in my tips. And I believe when I do this step, my work comes out better. And my nails are not as bulky as they could be if I don't do that. I am also practicing the pop-off method because I plan on getting a few videos done this weekend. And so it has polish on my nails. Okay, so if you don't know how to prep, I will make sure that I link another video that has prepping in there so that you can actually see a prep. But I'm quite sure you know how to do that by pushing back the cuticle and removing the shine on the surface of the nails, right? So I like to do that. At this point, I like to brush my nail off. And guys, like I said, I will be talking to Marie on this video, but I am speaking to everybody who's interested in seeing what I'm doing, okay? I have my Entourage Nail Gallery dapping dish, and I am going to use some Entourage monomer. And guys, I spill it on the bottle so it messes up the label. I'm going to use some Entourage Nail Gallery monomer, and we will be utilizing Entourage Nail Gallery products tonight, okay? Let's see what else we got here. Oh, and those of you who have been following me know I have a little handmade hand rest that I like to use. Ooh, that's nice and close. And this is just for comfort. It's a mug I got at the dollar store. And of course, because we are nail techs, I blinged it out. And it's just for comfort when working. So let's make sure we can see everything. So I'm using shop cloth as my napkin to wipe my brush off. And I believe this brush is a Young Nails. Before I start, we will be using the Entourage Nail Gallery Pink Panda, and we'll be using our dark pink. Now, the reason why I'm using these powders, Marie, is because these are great for beginners. If you are learning, I believe you should learn with a powder that doesn't have a whole lot of pigment in it, because pigments can be a little bit difficult to spread at times. And if you are truly learning, it could be a challenge for you using highly pigmented powders. Plus, these powders are professional, but they're extremely forgiving, and they will allow you to take a longer time to work if time is one of the things that you need, okay? So if my nails was natural, like I buffed and was preparing to do a new set, I would put clear right here so that it allows, after you prep your nails and you put your primer down, it allows the whatever powder you're going to put on the top to stick better because it's clear. There is nothing keeping it from there's nothing keeping it from bonding to your nails. Okay, of course you can put pigmented powders directly onto the nail. It can also be staining to your guest nails, so I use clear there. So even though we are not, I'm sorry guys, even though we're gonna be popping these off, I find that it also allows me to pop the nails off. Oh, I found a smaller one that's already open. It allows me to pop the nails off easily. All right. So as if you were doing this on yourself or on a friend, we are going to use some clear and do a quick layer of clear right here. This might be a little bit more than I normally would put down, but I do use clear. And when I was learning, it wasn't until I actually started practicing putting some clear down that I actually started getting confident with the process of applying acrylic. It was just something about doing this process right here that made me very comfortable. So when you're practicing, perhaps you might want to try putting a layer down and see if that boosts your confidence any. All right, so since I don't have a primer on my nail, because we're doing the pop-off method, this will allow whatever I'm putting on there to hold on to your nail, to the work that I'm doing. Because remember, I have to file and I have to do a whole bunch of other stuff. And so I really want this to hold on until I am ready for it to not hold on anymore. Okay? And then we will do the thumb. I feel like this one is a little bit slanted down, but is it? And try not to make this part really thick, because you can end up with some really chunky nails if you put in the clear down too heavy-handed, I should say. Alrighty, so that would be my first step in putting down my acrylic. Secondly, I'm going to move in with my dark pink. So I'm going to do these fingers not in order, because it is a beginner's video, but beginners want to have fun as well. So I'm going to show you a simple art that you can do. Right? So I just picked up my first bead and I held it for a little bit. And this powder tends to, what should I say about it? It tends to wait for you to work with it. So there's no need for you to rush, like, oh my gosh, I pick up a bead, I have to put it down right away. Take your time. So that's the first one. And basically, I put it down in the center where the tip and my natural nail meet, and then I just join it there. Relax, Marie. You got plenty of time in the world. You got this, girl. Pick up another bead, and I'm waiting for it to gloss over, right? I'm going to put it down. Now, if in the event that this bead got a little bit hard on you, press down on the brush on the bead and pull. It will move for you. That's just the outer shell of the bead hardening. All right. And providing you don't have any liquid to powder ratio issues, you should be able to move it after you put it down. And I'm going to pick up a third one. And this one is going to go to the back to the cuticle, and I'm letting this dry in the front. It doesn't have a lot of powder on there, but I'm going to let it dry while I put this one down. And I'm going to fill the cuticle area in. So as you can see, the cuticle area looks like it's nicely built up. And so we're going to go build the front of the nail up. Once this video gets posted, I would like it a lot, Marie, if you would tell me what your favorite shape of nails are, so that I can help you along your journey with the particular shape that you like. Okay? And I am happy to help anybody else who would like to see a particular video. if there is anything I can tell you about it, I would be happy to do so. Now, some people, some people like holding their hands like this. I find it to be, I mean, I could, but it's one of those positions that I don't use as much unless I was doing a reverse bead like I am doing right now. When you do a reverse bead, or it's a great position to practice if you're going to be taking guests. So I was at my local beauty supply store recently, and there was a young lady. I wasn't eavesdropping, guys. She was just speaking very loudly to whomever she was talking to. And she came into the nail supply store and she was buying, I believe, some nut polish monomer. And somebody was asking her if she would do their nails for them. And she's obviously self-taught. And she said, well, I could only do my nail. I can't do anybody else's. That was that first clue anyways, to let me know that she was self-taught. So she's looking at videos, which that's fine. That's fine. She's looking at videos on how to do nails. And so she really couldn't do somebody else's nail. And I get it. So if you would present your hands like this to yourself, you would be holding your hand in the position that if you were doing somebody else's nails, they would be presenting their hands to you this way. So if you will be doing nails, not just for yourself, but on your friends and family or whatever, this is the way, and you want to practice working on somebody, but you don't have that model, that's the position you would hold your hands in order to be able to see from the vantage point of working on somebody else's nails. Drop a comment and let me know if that makes sense. Right? So this is how you would be seeing somebody's hands. Guys, I got really big hands. They do for me exactly what little hands would do, so I'm okay with it. Right? So this is the way you would present your hand if you were working on somebody else, or they would present their hands to you. When I put my hands to the side like this is a hybrid position, and it works really well for me. You all know when I get quiet, I'm thinking. I'm not being rude. I just get into my moments where I need to shut up for a second so that my brain could get caught up with my mouth, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Now, when you're doing this particular style of nails, you may observe, if you have not had that problem yet, good for you. But you may observe that when you put the powder down, or your liquid and powder down, right in the middle here, it gets a little dip in the middle right there. And if you don't fill in that dip right here, hope you can see it on the camera. If you don't fill it in, you will have to hand file. You will have to hand file down to where it's level and bring everything else down to that position. When I first started doing these tips, that is one of the things I noticed. Is like, why is it bowing in the middle? right? So make sure you turn your hands to the side so that if you have a bowl in the middle, like right now, I can see like I can put some powder right here. No shame in your game, guys. Learning, when you're learning, it's important to learn everything that you have to. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what my advice would be to you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you ask a question and somebody thinks your question is silly, ask somebody else. I'm tenacious like that. I don't ever take no for an answer, because as far as I am concerned, no just means next opportunity. Let me know in the description box if you agree with that assessment of the word no. And tonight, I think I'm going to do some polish on this bad boy, because, yes, I'm just going to go ahead and do all of them that way. One of the reasons why I like the dark pink, there is pigment in the dark pink, right? Obviously. But when you're learning, if you use clear, you can also use my Pink Panda for learning purposes. But some people have a hard time, if you don't have the trained eyes just yet, have a hard time seeing the powder. So the dark pink is perfect for being able to put your powder down and be like, okay, yes, I see it. Especially when it comes time to working around the cuticles. When it comes time to working around the cuticle, you want to be able to see the cuticle, see where you lay your powder down. Now, I am being very careful not to flood my cuticles, because when you're practicing the pop-off method, if you have stuff spilled on the cuticle and on the skin and stuff like that, it makes it difficult to pop off. But really, we should be into the great practice of not flooding anything. The cuticles or the side walls is what I mean when I said not flooding anything. We have to come back and put clear on these guys, so I don't want to over thicken the product on the nail. And I want to push this. I'm hoping that the camera is really catching a good bird's eye view of this. And it's okay to put tiny beads and come back and put another tiny one down until you build. You know, it's most people want to do the 1, 2, or 3 ball method. I say do as many beads as you have to make sure that the work is not overly thick, or that you can manage the powder. Eventually, you will get to be doing it with just 1, 2, and 3, but we'll get there when we get there, right? You will also notice, I'm going to try to stop saying because I say that a lot. It's called language lint. At least that's what they told me when I did my communication class when I was working on my degree. So Carol have language lint. If you don't know what language lint is, ask Alexa. She'll tell you. Talking about Alexa, guys, I have one in the salon. So she helps us out with timing the clients. You know, we can have 150 stopwatches with one Alexa, because she can keep track of the clients for us. What else do we do with her? She helps us with formula. She helps us with our ordering our inventory list, or even ordering products for us. If you guys don't know, if you have an Alexa, if you don't know, Alexa listens to everything you're saying, okay? So we had a guest in the chair. I was actually coloring her hair, and she's having her first baby, so naturally, I don't have any kids. I am curious. We asking a whole bunch of questions, and my assistant in the salon said something about not the circle of life. She said something else. It was more like, what did she say? Something of life. What did she say? She said something of life. It wasn't the circle of life. She said, in any event, Alexa started spelling the word. So let's say you in a spelling bee and you said, spell the word entourage. You would say entourage. Entourage. Well, that's exactly what Alexa did. Entourage. Entourage. So we were all taken aback, right? And we were like, was she listening to us? So we asked her, hey, Alexa, were you listening to us? And she said she was programmed to protect our privacy. But if we say the keyword, which of course is her name, she would respond. And if you want to know if she's listening, the blue light will come on. Well, nobody was talking to her, so we wasn't looking for the blue light. But anyways, so we asked her to repeat the thread that she was listening to. And she said she couldn't repeat the thread. I guess in order for her to tell you what it is, you need one of those, what do you call it, a court order for her to be able to repeat whatever she heard. So guys, yeah, I have a little. So if you have one in your house and you talking crazy, old girl is listening. And I don't believe she's just listening when you call her name. I believe she's listening before that, because sometimes she just starts speaking when nobody's talking to her. So if you ask me, I'll be careful what you say around her. I was like, girl, who is talking to you? I don't even know how I got on that topic, but Alexa is listening, y'all. Don't run around saying stuff about stuff you're not supposed to be talking about, because old girl will testify against you in court. Yes, she would. And you know, she speaks like a robot, right? So if you were making a joke when you said something, when she repeats it, it kind of sounds like you were serious when you said whatever you said. But I was just like, wow. Alrighty. Keep it clean, Carol. Keep it PG. Keep it clean. Don't get stuff in the sidewalls. So one of the things that was challenging me the last time when I ordered the nail stuff from, who did I order from? Not Polish, was that each one of the nail shapes, Marie, needs to be, it has a specific way you want to file them. Yes, they do have a way to file in order to get the shape. So you would hear people talk about the shape. Each nail, in order for it to look a certain way, it needs to be filed a certain way. So I had to go back and look up some information on filing this particular style because I haven't done it in a while. And I was doing it on the fly the last time when I used the not polished one. And so I did some research on filing them. And so I will be happy to share that information with you when we get to the hand filing part. What do you think about those apples? I will go to work for you. You just gotta let me know. Alrighty. So I got this one down. And so now we're gonna just encapsulate this bad boy with some clear. Because sometimes when you hand file on, oops, nails are long here, guys. Don't know what to put my hand. When you hand file directly on the powder, it leaves some deep scratch marks. So in as much as you don't have to, it's a habit that I have always practiced because I'm one of those people where things keep me up late at night. It's like, oh my God, you could have done, taken an extra step to do something about whatever it is. I overthink stuff, guys. I'm saying all of that to say I'm an overthinker. Ooh. This one, I like my encapsulation to be a bit liquidy, but it's ridiculous how liquid that bead was. It messed up my it messed up me picking up that bead. Yeah. Y'all know what that song is. Sorry about that. Carol, come on. You know better than what you're doing. And keep looking for the middle of this particular nail shape is guilty of having a divot in the middle. Right in the middle right here. If you're not careful, it will divot on you in there. I just need a little bit more liquid. I am making a mess in this. Whenever I get to the bottom of the jar, I always make a mess in the bottom of the jar. Don't ask me why. I just noticed that recently. So I'm calling myself out on making a mess in the bottom of the jar. And like I said, when I put the clear bead down, I like that bead to be a little bit runny. It allows me to lay it smoother. So if you're having problems with lumpiness, Marie, if you're having problems with lumpy, when you're picking up looser beads, it will allow you to fill in those lumpies. I don't have issues with lumpies anymore. It's part of your process of learning. but you heard it from me that a liquid or bead will help you fill in your lumpies. But they tend to also run into your sidewalls, so keep a weather eye out for whether or not, I think my thumb, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yes, so keep a weather eye out for when you put it down, that if it's running, oops, I dropped some powder in my monomer. That will make your powder, it will make your monomer sloppy, so we don't want to do that. Yeah, so when it's runny, that's exactly what it will do. It will run into places you don't want it to run into. And on the thumb, it's a little bit not smooth. So I would show you what I mean when I get to the thumb. See, it looks a little bit uneven, but if you get a nice enough runny bead, you can actually put it down and gently go over it and fill in your lumpies and bumpies. Right? So I don't know if you could have seen it from the camera, but I could have seen it. And so I wanted to cover that up. As much as you can practice turning your hands around so that you can have the client's perspective. Because, girlfriend, you're going to have some rude members of society sit in your chair and want to eat food, and they're fidgeting and they're moving. I'll be quick to asking them, would you like me to reschedule you because I don't have your undivided attention with this process? And that usually sets them straight. I would like to have your talking about undivided attention. So, whose nails was I doing? I was doing somebody's nails. And she came into the salon with a bag of food. She had a bag of food, and she plops herself down at the nail station, and she started unraveling this bag. So I'm looking at her, right? Like, I thought we had a nail appointment. What's going on? She's like, yeah, we do. I'm like, yeah, but you're about to have lunch. It's like, I'm so hungry. Do you mind if I eat? And I'm saying, lady. So let me tell you how I feel about that. Okay, I'm talking in my nice voice because when I tell stories that irritate me, I can sound kind of angry at times. Let me tell you what is wrong with that process. One, if somebody was going for an appointment, let's say they were going for like a facial or something, nobody expects you to bring your lunch into the facial room to have lunch while your esthetician is doing while your esthetician is doing your facial. You don't eat when you go to the doctor's office when the doctor is seeing you. You don't eat when you, in a lot of scenarios, people don't eat, right? And then they come to the salon, whether it's a nail salon or the hair salon, and they want to eat at the table. For one, it's those of us who are licensed and is working with the public in a public area. If the state board walked in on you, you would be in some serious violations in terms of, is it lunchtime? And it also, I feel it's disrespectful to the person in the salon that, I don't value what you're doing. So you have to contort your body to meet me while I am there trying to do your nails. I don't do it. Plus, with the COVID situation right now, you put in your hands to your mouth and I have to touch your hand. Honey, we're going to have to reschedule that lunch appointment when you're not so hungry. Okay? Let me know if you all agree with me or you understand where I'm coming from. So I don't let them do it, but I never let them do that prior to COVID or whatever. I just always thought like, listen, you're paying for this time with me. I am not going to try to deal with you moving around. Your nails don't come out right. You'll be talking crazy. So right now, Marie, I'm just filing the side. I want to get a flat surface here and a flat surface right here, right? So I'm filing broad right there. Trust me, this is going to give you some amazing shape, right? Look at that already. You can actually see it straight there and it's straight here. And if you have to go up from underneath the bottom, you have to do that as well sometimes, right? And then you want to come in straight, and it's straight all the way from the back, like the back right here. So I'm straight, right? Can you see? I don't want to go off camera. I mean, it wouldn't be an Entourage nail gallery video if I didn't go off. And so right now, I am going to, at this point, some people do the whole nail. Yeah, maybe I should do that. So once you satisfy yourself that the nail is straight front to back, I start going up this way and coming down this way, right? And then when I come down this way. I also go across the top. When I go across the top, it is removing bulk, and it's also bringing the two sides to meet together, the side here and the side here, to meet together with the top. If I miss directions on that in terms of understanding what I meant, you're going to have to observe it to see what I mean when I say that. Look at that nail. Isn't she pretty? And we didn't even do anything to her yet. Sometimes on these nails, you will get like a little indentation on the side or a protrusion on the side. So if when you file it, you don't see like a glossy in the middle and the two sides are dull, you know that the file is touching the entire surface, right? We will come back and do this portion of the nail in a little bit. So now we want to make sure the tip is where you want it. Straight up and down. And we're going to move on from this nail for right now, so we get all of the other ones straight. And then if you have any product stuck to the side, we have just a little bit right there. I'm hoping the camera is catching it. We want to get the file underneath that. Don't pick at it because it could promote lifting. And remember, we're straightening out the sides here, right? And I'm going to check the opposite side as well, see if there's a tiny little bit of product stuck right there. So we know we're going to go up underneath it and file it out. Be careful when you're rubbing the file against your guest nail or yourself that you're not causing any damage. One time I did my nails like this, guys. You couldn't tell me I wasn't the hottest thing since sliced bread or since hot pizza. Every video I was in, and I have multiple YouTube channels. Like I have the hair salon YouTube channel, and I have the nail YouTube. So I'm showing my products in the salon, and you couldn't tell me, because when I know my hands are looking good, I speak with my hands. Can you see the shape beginning to come in? Yes, we're gonna do some e-filing as well, but I want you, just in case, if you cannot hand file this and get a nice shape with the hand file, you probably wouldn't get a pretty one with the e-file. There's certain things the e-file does, and there's certain things the hand file does. And Whatever they do, you want them to do it. Okay? Golly. So we're checking again to make sure it's not stuck. If it's stuck, you go up underneath it. File it out. So in my research, and sometimes when I say research, guys, I am looking for the ways other people explain the stuff that they're explaining, because I can explain it one way that doesn't make sense, but if somebody else explain it better than I do, I will borrow their verbiage. I don't want to say steal it. I will borrow their verbiage so that I can share that verbiage with you as well, if they did a better rendition of explaining it to me, to you, or to whomever is watching the video. Okay, so right about now, I am beginning to see straight lines. Like when I do my James Bond nails, I like straight lines. Yes, guys, I did a Diamonds Are Forever nail set. I love James Bond. Right, we're beginning to see straight nails. We are going to come back and hand file. Of course, I'm using my Not Polish 100 Zebra. Guys, let me tell you something. I am picky about hand files. I never used one of these before. First of all, it's 100 and I like 80/80s. I was talking a bunch of smack about the files that I like, and I still love the files that I like. I love the ones that I love. Okay? Baby girl, when I tried this Not Polish 100 file, 100 Zebra, I was like, this thing is... I was like, what the heck is this? What kind of voodoo did Not Polish put in their hand file? Guys, y'all know I'm not sponsored. I don't have a code for Not Polish. So anything I say to you is coming from my heart. I mean, even if I was sponsored by them, which I'm not, right? Even if I was sponsored, I would speak only the truth as I see it, right? I swear they have some voodoo in this file. They practiced black magic when they made this hand file. I gotta reach out to them and tell them, I say, you guys did voodoo on this hand file, because this hand file is bad. No, guys, I don't have any sponsorship. I just know what I know, and I would not tell you anything other than what I know until I know better than what I just told you. Can you see that it's getting straight? Drop a comment and let me know if at this point of the hand filing, you can see that we're beginning to repurpose the nail. And something that I want to tell you that I think you should take into consideration, if you're still following, is that when you're filing your nails, when I go back with the e-file, before I start filing this way with the e-file, I actually file around here first. And the reason for being that is you want the nail to stay wider here and thinner here. So if you thin out this first, then what do you do with the back? It might get too thin towards the back. And I don't know if you guys saw that this nail had a kind of ugly shape. Thumbs can sometimes do that to you, and you'll see some people do a video and they just do not do the thumb because they're ugly sometimes. Sometimes doing the thumb on myself is a hit or miss for me. What I don't get at this point, I will get it with the e-file, and we will be going in with the e-file. I think I'm going to use a tornado bit this time around. Those of you who are following me knows I like to use a arbor band when I do my nails. But this time around, I am going to be using something other than an arbor band. How about that? Let's see that, because I'm not sure just yet. I am working the back because the back was a little bit fugly. Still is bulky right back here. Goodness gracious. So I want this to be straight here. I'm going to show you something. It looks like when I put this nail down, I think I noticed that when I first put it down, it was kind of leaning downwards. So I'm going to bring this lip up to this line back here. Otherwise, that will change the shape of the nail. Because if you're in that position where you're doing someone's nails and you look to the side and be like, ooh, that may have, all is not lost if it was bent, if it was facing downwards. Some people will cut that out before they even lay the acrylic down. I don't particularly do that. But I want the front right here to be straight back to the back. Alrighty, what do you think so far? It's beginning to look pretty. So we're gonna remove the mandrel with the arbor band, and I'm gonna use one of my tornadoes, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. Guys, you hear that sound? Yeah, I think I'm gonna use my other e-file. I've had this one forever, and I was doing an experiment to see how long it would last, and I want to say I got a solid, when did we buy it? When I did purchase this. This was in, it has to be 2020, 2021 is when I purchased this one. Actually it was 2021. Yeah, guys, she's singing all sorts of tunes. I think I'm going to put a retirement date on this one as of today. I think if you get 2 years out of this, I think she did well. And since this is a beginner's video, I hope you don't mind, Marie. I am actually going to polish with you, okay? If you are just now joining me and you're wondering who is Marie, Marie is one of my, ooh, I can't even stand that sound anymore. Where's my other e-file? Oh, I'm not going to go downstairs to find it right now. We're going to have to through this one. And then once she is done, once I'm done with this one, I think I have to retire her. We're just doing the cuticle work anyways. So I don't get paid by Melody Susie either. But if you guys are interested in a Melody Susie, I got maybe 2.5 years out of this one. And I'm using mine every day, 3-4 times a day. So we're going to throw a retirement party for her because I think I got my money's worth out of this e-file. And she will go into my e-file museum. She will go into the e-file museum. I gotta work a little bit more on the front of this one to make it the same like everything else. Oh, Lord. She's like, Mommy, I'm dying. I hear you, baby girl. I hear you. Just hang in there a little bit longer. I got multiple e-files here, guys. I just have to, I don't want to get up to go get another one. Oh, yeah. I hear you, girl. I hear you. I hear you. Mommy hears you. You tired. And I don't want to yell at my husband to bring the other one up. He's downstairs watching TV. So. Do I need it? What's my other e-file? Do you have any energy? Okay, so I'm gonna use my, you all know this is, who is this? This is eye gel. This is my eye gel, guys, which is also have seen better days. Oh, come on. So my problem with some of these is when you open them and close them after a while, they actually get loose, right? So such is the case with this one. So this is the lock right, this is the open right here. This is the lock right here, and I feel like she's not engaged, even though, well, it's in the lock position and it's, yeah, this is not spinning because it's not really engaged, right? If anybody has, okay, now it's moving. So that's the reason why I don't really use this one, is because it does give me a hard time to engage the lock. Alrighty, but now we're cooking with gasoline though. So it's not, I mean, these things are really, it's not the ones that you, when you go to a commercial store. Let me see where I'm at. On the RPMs, on the 16,000 RPMs is where I'm at right here. These are not commercial grade, right? And I really use them with commercial grade precision. I mean, I am using them all the time. If you go into most of the nail shop, they don't use these things. These things were not really, they're beautiful and they're portable and all of that great stuff, but really they are not commercial grade. They really, some brands could be commercial grade, but I find that these will wear out on you a lot. I don't want to get any dust on it. Marie, if you enjoy the fact that I did this dedication to you, please let a sister know. And if anybody else would like to see me do a video specifically for them, it's not like a class. This is just general information. It's not like a class because I do teach classes as well. But when somebody is dedicating something to you, you might be willing to listen a little bit closer because it's all about you. And you don't have to be named Marie for this video to be about you. It's about all the Maries out there who are learning to do nails. I just don't know what your name is, and I know who her name is. So, and she was very nice to me. She said some pretty beautiful things. Or I should say you said some pretty beautiful things, Marie. And so I really wanted to do a dedication to you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting me. And thank you for asking me to do more because you're enjoying what you're seeing. Unless you tell me, I wouldn't know if I'm on the right track with what you want to see or not. Okay? So it went a long way for me really wanting to do this. So I don't know, typically, wear my nails this long. I couldn't shampoo anybody's hair with nails this long, right? But it's, what do you think about the shape so far, guys? Let me know. I wouldn't be able to shampoo anybody's hair with nails this long. So what I am beginning to notice, guys, is that when I did the not polish, I almost said Paul Mitchell. When I did the not polished nails, I'm realizing that this is exactly the same thing. The not polished ones was a little bit thicker. Saying that is neither here nor there. I'm just saying it was a little bit thicker, so it looked a little bit different. So I'm using my sponge E5. This is my personal one. So I tend to keep them longer because at this point, this hand file knows. You see how I hold them like this? Like it's broken in just the way I like it. Right? And if you know anything about my videos, I like my nails to come out nice and smooth. So I buff a lot. I buff because I want these bad boys to be smooth. See why I'm full of myself? I'm not sure how I'm going to color them. You see how I'm holding this buffer? It knows how I want, what I want it to do. And so I don't change out mine until it no longer does what I want it to do. It's too broken or too used. But the ones I use in the shop, I tend to change those out a little bit more often. And this is a 100-180 buffer. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. It's gonna get brighter. Just keep doing it. Nicely done. So now I'm gonna go to the softer side of the buffer. And when I get to that point, I can go like this, all the way over on the nail, and then I go to the side, I go to the side, and then these, I go to the side like so, because really it's smooth as it is right now, and I'm just smoothing it out some more. At this point, I am not done smoothing, especially if I am polishing. I really want polish and gels, man. I need this bad boy to be, I need it to squeak. Oh, you should, I wish this was feel-o-vision, because I'm telling you, if you feel what these things feel like right now, I'm going to buff them out a little bit, and then I'm going to go get some nail polish. Oh, I got some stuff by Not Polish right here. So at this point, feel free to go wash your hands or instruct your guests to wash their hands. Look at that. You can actually see the smooth. Okay, so go wash your hands and come back. Okay, guys, so I'm back. And since I'm home, I'm using a towel to dry my hands. So now you can see on my desk right here, we have a dust heap right here. Well, nail polish does not like dust, nor does gel. So at this point, I'm just going to move this to the side so that I am not getting any dust on those nails that I just washed. And so now we are going to polish this bad boy. So I have a base coat. This is a base coat, and actually I got this bottle at, can you see it? This is my base coat and my top coat. I got this bottle at Sally's. This has the original product in there, but this one is a refill. And I believe, I'm not sure the brand, but I bought a liter bottle at my nail beauty supply store. And so I just use this bottle to refill. So I am just going to put a base coat down. And your base coat is like double-sided sticky tape that is allowing the nail polish to stick to the nail. And the next layer of polish, wait a second, did I see something there on the side? Right here. I think I'm gonna let it dry. I'm not sure what am I seeing there. Oh, got a little bit of acrylic stuff there. Alrighty. And because the nail is so long, I'm trying to see, I can take it all the way down. Y'all, I'm a Leo, so feel free to stroke my ego, because I ain't got no problems with loving myself. I love you too. I keep saying I'm going to get a fan for my room, and every time I polish my nails is when I remember I need a fan. So I will definitely look into getting one for the room. Okay, so of course, if your nails were shorter, you would do less strokes than I was doing just now. But that was the base coat, okay? And I have, I'm gonna actually use both the, what is this? This is Not Polish, Spring Latte. Excuse me, guys. Spring Latte, and I believe this is rose water. I'm trying the both of them. I've used Spring Latte before in the actual powder, but not in polish. Matter of fact, I have not polished product, but I never really use the polish. So if you are a virgin with not polished products in terms of the nail polish, well, we're gonna be virgins together because I never used it. I feel like, do I have a little divot there? I think I do. Do as I say, guys, not as I do. If you have divots, please buff them out. And the reason why, see, that's what happens when you're live or when you're doing a video that you don't intend to do a voiceover on. I'm speaking while I'm going. It kind of puts you in a bad position if you had to fix something. Now, if I was on a guest, you better believe I would wipe that off. But you know, when I'm working on myself, I cut corners on me. Okay, and you gotta move fast because the polish is already drying. So let's stop playing around. This is not gel. I don't have the time to do the things I would do if I was using gel. Of course, you want to have a cleanup brush. You want to have a cleanup brush when you're doing this. So we're going to make sure we go a little faster with the polish because I'm not using gel. That's another thing. I'm out of practice with my nail polish, but if this is going to be a beginner's video, I need to do beginner's type stuff. And Marie, we're going to practice polishing together, girl, because I haven't polished in a long time. I am messing this up. If anybody know of a nail polish video out there, because most people don't do polish anymore, but I think it's something that we need to, because not everybody who comes to you will be able to afford gel and encapsulations and stuff like that. So you might want to learn how to polish. And y'all can see I'm struggling. Lately, my extent to polishing is clear top coat because I do a lot of encapsulation work and people want to see their encapsulation. My husband bought me a slice of cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. And right about now, it's calling my name. My favorite, look, well, I shouldn't, let me speak the truth. Okay, when I get cheesecake, I get the very berry Ghirardelli. Oh my God. You need to have a workout routine after you finish eating that one because that has so much deliciousness in it. You know it's not good for you. Oh my God, my color work, my nail polish work is awful. And I think on my nail polish work is awful, guys. Gonna have to work on that bad boy. You know what? I'm going to send an email to Not Polish and ask them to do one because I think I've lost my skill on polishing. Oh, this is, I messed up my, I messed up my good work. Ooh, ugly. Why did I do that? I do not know. Let's see if I can save it with some top coat. Yes, girl. When in doubt, put a generous amount of top coat on your bad polish job. Put a generous amount of top coat on it. Ooh, this is ugly. If you can't laugh at yourself, then you're probably living a miserable life. All right, so in addition to the nail work, I gotta do some polish work. Ooh, that's ugly. Yeah, nobody's polishing anymore, so it's a dying act. But I don't want to lose out on polishing skills, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm looking for my cleanup brush. All right, I got a little cleanup brush here. I didn't do a bad job by not putting it on the skin, but goodness gracious, the nail polish was awful. Okay, yeah. So polishing is not my style, but we'll work on that. We will definitely work on that. All right, Marie. So I can't move my hand yet because it's not like gels. It will touch and make a mess. All right, so thank you for watching.